Sweet. And welcome into UCCU Ballpark. Brian Priest and Mike Matthews back with you again for Game 2 of today's 6A Tournament Baseball Championship action in the Utah High School playoffs. We've got the Bingham Miners taking on the Mountain Ridge Sentinels here in Game 2. Both of these programs come in with identical 18-11 records. Leading off for Mountain Ridge is Stockton Folks.
And these are two really well-balanced teams. They're very much the same. I think we're going to see a really good matchup today. Both teams can really play.
There's strike one, delivered by Delton Kramer. Looks like Folks may have gotten hit by that pitch. No, it actually just hit the bat as he was trying to duck out of the way. So an unfortunate strike two for Stockton Folks. Give you the lineup real quick for the Sentinels. Following Folks, it'll be the sophomore Cooper Goff. In the 3-spot, Ethan Iacono. In the cleanup hole, it's the first baseman junior Brody Gerard. As Folks takes ball 2, even in the count 2-2. Batting fifth is Riker Morton, the designated hitter. In the 6th spot, Caden Wallen and playing left field. Batting seventh will be Carson Fankhauser. Fankhauser pitching as well for the Sentinels. Swings over strike 3, a throw down to first to complete the dropped strike 3. So 1 up, 1 down. First strikeout of the game for Delton Kramer and the Miners. After Funkhauser in the 8 hole, it's going to be Brody Buck, the catcher, and in the 9 spot, Tegan Jenkins playing second base. Rounding out the Sentinels lineup, left-handed Cooper Goff stepping up to the plate. And Mike, as you and I were talking pregame, you mentioned that BYU Cougar baseball fans may recognize the Goff name. His brother Parker pitching for the Cougars right now.
Catching for the Cougars.
Catching, apologies.
Yeah. They, I believe they start Big 12 tournament play here either
today.
Yeah, is it today?
It is today.
It's today.
I just got a message about it for work.
Well, good luck to the BYU Cougars in Big 12 tournament.
Delton Kramer behind in the count 2-0 against Cooper Goff. Goff pulls that ball down the right field line deep, going back on it. So right fielder, if it's fair, it's gone. That is a foul ball. So Cooper Goff puts a charge into that one. Can't keep it fair.
Now that ball is hard to read if it was fair or foul. It was so high, and it was just hard to determine, if it went out of the ballpark before it went over that foul pole. But they're saying it was foul, so we got a 2-1 count.
Now Koff goes fishing and swings over the top of that strike. Delton Kramer comes into this game with a 2.58 ERA. This is his 12th appearance of the year. So Kramer's been very effective. (2-0) this season. These two teams facing off for the 4th time this year. There's the 2-2. Pitch in the dirt, bounces away. Mountain Ridge won the first and third games. So you might say they won the bread games of the 3-game series this year between Bingham. The one game that the Sentinels lost, they fell 7-5 and actually committed 6 errors defensively. So that'll be something to keep an eye on for the Sentinels today, as Goff draws the walk.
Great at bat by Goff, just being patient and only going after the pitches that you could get, or strikes. You got our first base runner of the game.
Here's the senior Ethan Iacono making his first plate appearance. Iacono comes into this day batting .348. Kramer deals strike one to Iacono. And just like our first game this afternoon, the winner will continue playing, stays alive, and advances to play tomorrow. The loser's season will be over. So a lot on the line for both of these programs.
Well, knowing the coaching staff of both of these teams, both of them had planned on being in the playoffs, and they planned on making a deep run in the playoffs. So I know each team, each coaching staff is really eager to get this win today and keep playing.
Iacono reaches out, just gets the head of the bat on that ball. That's going to be a base hit. First hit of the ball game. As Goff holds up at second base, the Sentinels have runners at first and second with one down. So a good start to this game for Mountain Ridge. Brings Brody Gerard to the dish. Gerard batting .237 this season. He's driven in 16. An RBI chance here with Goff at second. These two teams, a little bit of contrasting age range. You look at Bingham, and very senior-laden, senior-heavy team, and a lot of sophomores in this lineup for Mountain Ridge. So you would imagine that the future looks pretty bright for the Sentinels team after an 18-11 regular season, and a lot of youngsters on this team versus Bingham. They're going to lose a lot of players in this senior class.
Yeah, I know Brock Whitney has been building the program at Mountain Ridge for many years now, and we're starting to see the product of putting time and effort into that
That ball
feeder
ripped
program.
in the hole on the left side. Base hit for Brody Gerard. Bases are loaded for the Sentinels. One down. So already some trouble here for Delton Kramer. Kramer, a senior, having to work through some traffic here in the first inning. You know, a lot of times that's what they say is when you want to get to a pitcher, the best time to do it is to get to them early before they're able to settle in. It's exactly what Mountain Ridge is doing here. Swinging at the first pitch, bouncer to third, gloved, throws to second. They get the out at second, so that's going to be a fielder's choice. A run scores. Mountain Ridge takes a 1-0 lead on the play. Well, it's fortunate for the Miners to be able to get that second out of the inning. The throw to second was clean, and then the ball popped out of second baseman Zach Sorensen's glove. The umpires ruled that he did have control of it before dropping the ball.
Looks like we're getting a discussion here.
So I think what the umpire is explaining here, the throw went to second base, the catch was made cleanly, stepped on the bag, recorded the out, and then on the exchange, the ball comes loose, is what it looked like to me. And I would assume this is the conversation.
Well, the interesting part is that, I mean, this is a Bingham coach talking to the umpires about it. And
Yeah.
I think they were the one in favor of that call.
I thought they benefited from it as well.
Whereas Mountain Ridge's coaching staff seems to be quiet right now, but the umpires are still discussing.
So they're going to stick with the call on the field. The runner is out at second, so it's a fielder's choice. Riker Morton reaches on the play. And that will bring Caden Wallen to the plate.
If you're Mountain Ridge, this first inning has gone about as planned as what did you want. Get a lot of runners on base, make the pitcher work pretty hard, and get a couple runs, or at least one run across the board as of right now.
So a fast start here in Game 2 to this afternoon. Had a great day of baseball on tap. I mean, in fact, just a great week of baseball on tap in the 5A and 6A baseball tournaments. As Riker Morton takes the ball outside. Sorry, this is Caden Wallen. Wallen in left field this afternoon for Mountain Ridge. He comes into the game hitting .281 this season. Not typically looked at as a big RBI man. He's only driven in 3 this year. But he's got a chance to add some insurance here in the first. Run through the Bingham defense for you really quick. Left to right in the outfield, Jared O'Rulian, Dylan Frank, Dane Morphy. At third, Cam Beck, Porter Larson at short, Zach Sorensen at second, and Bauer Williams at first with Mason Marty behind the plate. Catching Delton Kramer. And Kramer issues a walk. That's the second walk this inning. The bases are loaded for the second time today for Carson Fankhauser. Fun spot for the starting pitcher to be in, coming to the plate with the bases loaded, a chance to really open the game up for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, this is, if you're Bingham, this is not how you wanted to start the game with multiple runners on and already giving up a run. And at this point, I think the coach is out here talking to this pitcher saying, look, we got to have you settle down. We just need a ground ball, a fly ball, whatever. Challenge your hitters. We just need one out. We got a lot of ball game ahead of us, so don't get too fine too quick here. Let's go ahead and just be aggressive and see if we can get another out and go get our bats going. So hopefully we can see Bingham turn this around here, and Mountain Ridge may be able to capitalize and put a few more runs on the board in the first.
Carson Fankhauser hitting .250 this season, but that is a perfect example of small sample size. He's had 4 at-bats and 1 hit. Looks at strike one. Nice off-speed pitch as Kramer settles down after a chat with his head coach.
As a head coach walking off, you look back and your first pitch is a breaking ball for a strike and 0 count. You're thinking that was a great, successful mound visit.
What a conversation. Now 0-2. Kramer quickly ahead of Fankhauser. Bases loaded, 2 down, top of the first inning. Mountain Ridge trying to add on. Goes the opposite way. Underneath it is Morphy. He'll make the catch. Mountain Ridge strikes first. They score a run. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. Sentinels leading Bingham 1-0. You're watching the 6A high school tournament on KSLSports.com.
With a Tab Spend checking account, you earn big rewards. It's hard to not make a scene.
Cash or card?
Oh, my card's right here.
That's a big card.
You should see how much it's earned me. Sorry, Grandma. Tab Spend isn't just another checking account. It's packed with benefits.
How do I get one?
Just scan this QR code or go to tabbank.com. It's all online and super easy to get started.
And welcome back to UCCU Ballpark on the campus of Utah Valley University. I'm Brian Priest, joined by Mike Matthews. We've got the Bingham Miners facing the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. So we head to the bottom of the first inning, give you the lineup for the Miners. Leading off, junior shortstop Porter Larson, followed by a senior Cam Beck in the 2-hole. Batting third will be Dylan Franken playing center field. The cleanup hitter is the catcher Mason Marty. Bauer Williams playing first base and batting fifth. Got Jared O'Rulian playing left field and batting sixth. In the 7-hole, it's Zach Sorensen playing second base. The designated hitter Paxton Larson batting eighth. And in the 9-hole, the right fielder Dane Morphy. The Bingham Miners are going to be facing Carson Fankhauser today. Fankhauser comes into this one making his 7th appearance. He is 4-1 on the year. He's got a 2.84 earned run average, and Fankhauser just a sophomore. So a lot of baseball left to be played for this Fankhauser, and he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, I definitely think he does. He's getting great experience right now, being in the state tournament here, pitching in some high-stake ball games. He's had a great year. He's got great stuff. As he's just going to continue to develop both in size and in skill, I think we're going to see great things out of him in the future.
Fankhauser comes set on the mound. Delivers ball one to Porter Larson. Yeah, I just think about a sophomore. I mean, you mentioned physically he's obviously going to develop, but just the experience that he's able to gain in this state tournament as such a young player is only going to serve him in future years.
For sure. These are precious reps. I mean, not everybody gets these kind of reps under these kind of situations, and the more you can get in here, the more comfortable you are, the better you're going to perform in all of these situations when they really count.
Fouled back to the screen. Counts 2-1 for Porter Larson. He's batting .375 this year. You just got to think that the Mountain Ridge has a lot of confidence in Fankhauser being willing to put a sophomore on the mound right now.
Yeah, I think Brock Whitney, head coach at Mountain Ridge, just understands that you can see these players and see how they're going to develop, and a lot of it's their attitude and focus, and I think we're seeing that at Finkenhauser. He's done really well, and I think Brock's got a lot of confidence in him, his ability to pitch this game.
Yeah, the mental aspect of sports is so important at every level, but I think at the high school level it can be even more important because they're going through so much and learning through so many things emotionally. Fankhauser delivers strike 3 looking, but these guys are just learning so many things about themselves as they're going through this, and you want to be able to identify that mentality and the person who's not going to let the moment overwhelm them and get bigger than what's right in front of them.
Exactly. I mean, this game can speed up very quickly for an inexperienced player, and it takes a special type of player to be able to slow it down. If you have experience and the ability to slow it down, you're going to be a great player.
There's Cam Beck, right-handed hitting third baseman, rips the first pitch foul. And Cam Beck, you saw right there on that swing, he's got a lot of power in that bat. 12 doubles this year, 9 home runs. He's batting .410. Beck also hit 2 home runs yesterday. So he's coming into this tournament ready to do some damage.
Yeah, each one of those home runs yesterday was a blast, too. He got every bit of it. So I think Cam's seeing the ball really well here. We just saw it on that first swing. He was just a little bit of ahead.
Another off-speed pitch, timed perfectly. Beck rips it into left field. So a 1-out single for Cam Beck. Give the defensive alignment for Mountain Ridge now left to right in the outfield. Caden Wallen in left, Cooper Goff in center, Ethan Iacono in right, Stockton Folks at third, Tyler James at short, Tegan Jenkins at second, Brody Gerard at first, and Brody Buck behind the dish. So the battery of Buck and Carson Fankhauser. And Brody Buck, if you recognize the Buck name, his father, John Buck, had I believe an 11-year major league career as a catcher.
All-star.
And is now the first base coach for the Sentinels.
Yeah, John had a great career, and he's been obviously a big influence on Mountain Ridge baseball and how they've grown, and I think he's a big reason for their success.
Well, and you were telling me before the game, Mike, that John Buck isn't the only former pro in the Mountain Ridge dugout.
No, you have Jeremy Lambert, who also, I believe he pitched with either the Cardinals, and I apologize for not knowing exactly where, but I know he had a fair amount of service time in the bigs with the Cardinals, I believe, as a pitcher.
There's the 1-1 count. Strike 2, catches the outside corner. Good pitch right there from Fankhauser. And we talked about this in the first game. When your team can put a run on the board, the best thing that you can do as a pitcher is come back and shut them down on the other side. And so that's a big opportunity for Fankhauser. So Mountain Ridge trying to maintain some momentum early in this ball game.
Yeah, and Bingham's trying to do the exact opposite, obviously trying to get runners on base and get a run right back. Even if you put up a few hits this inning and make it a little bit difficult inning for Mountain Ridge on the defensive side, that's still a little bit of a win for Bingham so that the momentum isn't totally swung in Mountain Ridge's favor.
It's right-handed hitting Dylan Frank at the plate, takes ball 2. Pitch misses just outside, and dare say the Mountain Ridge faithful disagree with that call.
Yeah, both pitchers are still figuring out the zone as of right now. They've been going after the corners, and so far, no bites from the umpire.
There's the 2-2. In the dirt, good stop by Brody Buck. I would imagine he's doing a few catching drills coming up as a youngster.
I don't think he had a choice. Maybe he did, but he probably did have a choice knowing John.
I was going to say, it's not a Todd Marinovich situation, is it?
No, I haven't spoken with Brody and John, but Brody loves the game. This kid loves baseball. I think he just either inherited it from his dad or he just had it himself, and he's going to be a great player. He's got one of the better ability to feel or to receive the ball. I've got a lot of fun stories with Brody in the offseason.
And the payoff pitch. Throw down to second base, not necessary. That's going to be a walk for Dylan Frank. Runners at first and second now for the Miners. Cleanup hitter Mason Marty coming to the plate.
Yeah, one of those stories with Brody is in the offseason, the major league players and minor league players that all live here in Utah, they like to throw bullpens, and they need catchers. And so we asked John one time if he would mind catching. He says, I can't catch, but my son can catch. Well, he was 14 at the time, catching minor league baseball pitchers that are probably throwing, at that time, were throwing high 80s to low 90s, and he didn't seem to mind it at all.
It's Mason Marty lays down a perfect bunt down the third baseline to load the bases. So the Miners have something going here with one down. Trying to get back into this game. They trail 1-0. And Bauer Williams coming to the dish.
Great bunt there. So Mountain Ridge was not prepared for a bunt or planning for a bunt there. No one was crashing. He laid that down. Third baseman basically walked over, picked up the ball, and made sure that nobody was going to advance. Just gave him first base. Great job there. Great bunt call as well.
We're going to have a pinch runner come into the game for Bingham at first base. Jake Vigil coming in to run at first base. Bauer Williams, a right-handed hitter with the bases loaded, goes the other way with the first pitch. Looks like that's going to leak foul. So a hard hit single by Cam Beck with one out, followed by a walk, and then a bunt single by Mason Marty loads the bases for Williams. Counts 1-1. Williams hitting .284 this season. Fly ball right field, going back on it. That's Iacono. He makes the catch. Runners at second and third, tag. Throw goes to home. So everybody's safe. Bingham ties the game up on a sac fly by Bauer Williams.
Great job by Bingham coming back in this inning and getting a run when they need it the most to make sure that momentum does not shift all in Mountain Ridge's favor. Nice job by Bauer Williams putting that ball deep into right field.
And that's just a good case of fundamentals. That's exactly what you want to do, is just lift a fly ball out deep enough to score that run. Swinging at the first pitch, fly ball center field. Goff underneath it, makes the grab. That retires the side, not before Bingham can match the Sentinels with one run on 2 hits in the first. We head to inning number 2. You're watching 6A high school baseball tournament action on KSLSports.com. Tab Bank, home of the Tab Spend Rewards checking account with 3.5% annual yield on your account balance and 1% cash back on all eligible purchases. But great rewards are just the beginning at Tab Bank. Convenient online and mobile banking with no hidden or complex qualification requirements, no minimum opening balance, and 0 account fees. It's a big deal at Tab Bank. Member FDIC. Leading off for the Sentinels here. The top of the second inning, it's Brody Buck. We spent a fair amount of time talking about Buck in the top half of the first. And I want to go back to that where he's in the offseason, he's catching minor leaguers. What an advantage that must be for him in terms of just learning how to receive and being able to talk baseball. Typically, your catcher is a coach on the field in a lot of ways, and he's got to have quite an advantage.
Yeah, I think his baseball IQ is going to be through the roof. I mean, he's probably grew up talking baseball and just being around baseball with his dad. And the fact that he could come in as a 14-year-old, catch these minor leaguers, and not only that, but have conversations with them. And he looked pretty smooth doing it. So I think this kid has got all the makings of a great player.
And Buck strikes out swinging. So 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the second inning. That brings Tegan Jenkins to the plate, the Mountain Ridge second baseman.
Now at the plate for Sentinels, second baseman number 11, Tegan Jenkins.
Crowd just continues to fill in here. Beautiful day at the ballpark. If you got the Tuesday afternoon off, why not come down?
I think the quality of baseball that's going to be played today is well worth the ticket price to come in.
Kramer just misses outside, even in the count 1-1 for Tegan Jenkins. Jenkins betting .281 this season. Jenkins mostly a singles hitter this year, just 2 extra base hits on the season. And waves at strike 2. Kramer looking a lot more settled in after that rough first inning. Pop up. It's like the catcher, that was Mason Marty, couldn't find the ball. First baseman comes running in and not able to get to it. It's going to land harmlessly in foul territory.
I'm pretty sure the catcher looked up to find the ball, and all he saw was the sun.
Straight into the sun. You could see his hands go up immediately. I don't know where it is.
Yeah,
that's a lonely feeling.
And if you've ever done that on a baseball field, you look up and hit the sun first, there's a little chance you're catching that baseball because all you're seeing is a dot at that point.
There's the 2-2. Bouncer to short. Up with it. Strong throw from Porter Larson. And Jenkins is retired. Like Jenkins slipped coming out of the box. He might have had a chance to beat that throw.
Yeah, Jenkins safe if he doesn't fall coming out of the box right there.
Well, back to the top of the lineup, Stockton Folks. Folks 0 for 1. Falks takes strike 1. Good pitch on the outside corner from Delton Kramer. Bouncer right back up the middle. Diving attempt from Larson at short. It gets through. So a 2-out base hit for Falks brings Cooper Goff to the plate. Nationwide, I don't think Utah has a great reputation for baseball, but for people around the Beehive State, we really do have some great programs. I mean, we're seeing some of them today. We were talking earlier about the various major leaguers from high schools around Utah. There's Kai Bush from Fremont. There's Drew Thorpe out of Desert Hills. There's Porter Hodge out of Cottonwood. There's a lot of guys, and this state really is gaining a reputation for developing high IQ and high talent baseball players.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of talent in Utah. It just goes under the radar. I mean, we've had a lot of high school prodigies go to big schools out of here.
The ball popped up, coming in on it as a center fielder. Looks like the left fielder is going to make the grab. Jared Arulian makes the catch to retire the side. So we head to the bottom of the second inning. Mountain Ridge and Bingham tied 1-1. You're watching 6A high school baseball playoffs on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the second inning. Bingham Miners coming to the plate facing Carson Fankhauser. Leading off for the Miners, it's number 37, Zach Sorensen.
Great job by Bingham holding Mountain Ridge to no runs in that second inning. Let's see if they can get something started here.
And Sorensen can't check his swing, takes strike 1. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Miners. Sorensen, Paxton Larson, and Dane Morphy. Fankhauser quickly ahead, 0-2. Sorensen just gets a piece to stay alive. He's hitting .280 this season. Looked like he may have fouled that ball off his own leg. The umpire gives him a couple seconds to regroup. There's the 0-2. Strike 3. The tag is applied on the dropped strike 3. So Sorensen is retired, bringing Paxton Larson to the plate.
That was a great sequence. Pitches that finished with that ball down in the dirt.
Fankhauser misses outside Larson, the second of 3 consecutive sophomores at the bottom of this Bingham lineup. We talked about the senior-laden team. Got 5 seniors and a junior in today's starting lineup. The first 6 spots in the lineup. Counts now 2-1 for Larson. He's hitting 200 this season, serving as a designated hitter this afternoon. Now ahead 3-1, hitters count. See if Larson can get a pitch he's able to do any damage with. Strike 2 right at the bottom of the zone, good pitch.
That's exactly the pitch you want to throw there. Throw in something that they can hit. You want to make them earn their way on.
Line drive back up the middle, almost hits the second base bag. A 1-out single for Paxton Larson.
Well, we talked a lot about it in the first game, about the importance of getting ahead as a pitcher. And that right there is an illustration of what happens if you don't. If you fall behind, you have to make a pitch. And that 3-1 pitch was a good pitch, but it's just right down the middle, essentially just asking the hitter to hit it. Well, you're at 3-2. You don't have many options. You got to do it again. Hitter's already seen it. Good chance he puts it in play for a hit.
Here's Dane Morphy. Runner takes off on the pitch, foul ball.
Not sure if that's a hit and run or if they were just stealing and hoping, but I'm a little shocked on a first pitch like that they would hit or steal with a swing at the same time.
Yeah, you don't typically see the hit and run in counts that don't favor the batter. Shoots that ball through the hole on the right side. Perfectly placed. Strong throw from the right fielder. And Paxton Larson is gunned down. Ethan Iacono with a hose from right to third base. What a throw.
Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to see if third base coach was waving him on or not. But if you know your outfielders, that's something that you don't do on Ethan. He will gun you down every time, especially if you don't have a good jump. And I'm not sure that they had the best jump there.
That throw was a little bit high, but in plenty of time to cut down Paxton Larson. Here's the leadoff hitter, Porter Larson. First pitch, swinging fly ball out to left field. Catch is made. That'll retire the side. So Bingham puts together a couple of hits, can't score. We head to the bottom of the second, or head to the third inning. Mountain Ridge and Bingham tied at 1 on KSLSports.com. And welcome back to UCCU Ballpark. The Bingham Miners and Mountain Ridge Sentinels tied 1 apiece after 2 innings of play. Mountain Ridge with 1 run on 3 hits. The Miners with 1 run on 4 hits. Been a clean ball game so far. No errors for either team. It's interesting when you look back on the season series. Mountain Ridge won 2 of 3 games played between these 2 programs. But it was a 6-error day from the Sentinels. Caused them to lose 7-5 back on April 30th. They beat the Miners 3-2 on April 29th and then won 7-6. So had 3 very close ball games between these 2 teams, and 2 innings in, there's no reason to think it's going to be any different.
No, these are really fundamental teams. They do all the fundamentals well. When they don't make errors, it's really hard to beat these guys.
Here's Ethan Iacono. Iacono singled and was stranded at third and is back in the first inning.
See if he takes some of that momentum from his throw up to the plate here. Get Mountain Ridge started.
Counts 2-1 on Iacono. And it's kind of fitting after Iacono makes that strong throw to nail the runner at third that he gets a chance to bat here in the next inning. Make a great play in the field, make a play with the bat. Bouncer to third. Cam back up with it. Good throw across the diamond. They get Iacono for the first out. Here's Brody Gerard. Gerard singled in his first plate appearance back in the first inning. Gerard takes ball one. Delton Kramer still on the bump for Bingham. Kramer got the start, gave up some hard contact in the first inning, but has settled in nicely. A ball pulled foul down the third base line.
Yeah, Kramer started to settle in now as a coach, and you watch your pitcher have a rough first inning. You want him to come out and have a great second inning, and you see him start settling down, knowing that he's probably going to chew up some innings for you. And that's what we've seen out of Kramer since that first inning. It also helps when your offense gets up and gets your run back right away in that bottom of that half inning.
Yeah, you're sitting in the dugout watching your offense put a run on the board, and that helps you go back out the next inning with some confidence.
Yeah, I mean, as a pitcher, you want to be a good teammate there, too. And you go, hey, my guys just picked me up, so I'm going to go do my job now and take care of some business. And that's what he's done.
Gerard started the day hitting .237. He's got 6 doubles and 1 home run this season. Slow roller to short. Larson up with it. 2 up, 2 down. Good defense by the Miners.
Well, great pitch by Kramer there. I don't think I saw one swing where he wasn't out in front. Whether the pitch call was there or just placement of his pitches, it was a great job by Kramer in that at bat.
Coming to the plate, the Mountain Ridge designated hitter, a sophomore, Riker Morton. Riker's got that low-cut, bleached blonde hair that you see from a lot of baseball players these days. I mean, one of my favorite players in the Bigs came into camp with the bleached blonde hair and blue stars dyed in his hair. Pete Crow Armstrong. Quickly becoming one of many people's favorite players. Here's the 0-2. Kramer misses outside.
Not a bad pitch there. He did not look good on the swing before that. Came right back with that pitch again, but this time about another 2 inches outside to see if he would chase. He didn't, but he might get him one right here.
Another ground ball to short, and it's dropped. Looked like Porter Larson got that on an in-between hop. Couldn't handle the hot shot. Likely going to be an E6 on the play. Riker Morton reaches.
Good job by Kramer again, just getting the guy to roll over out in front, off the end of the bat. There's our first error of the game.
And we saw in the first game there was an error that led to the first run scored. So we'll see if Mountain Ridge is able to take advantage of this opportunity. Still 2 down here in the top of the third.
As a pitcher, after you throw a ground ball like that and your fielder makes an error, you want to do everything in your power for the next batter here. Just come right at him and get it out quick, because then it'll just wipe that error from his mind, give him a lot of confidence like it never happened.
Caden Wallen looks at strike 1. Kramer drops in an off-speed pitch. There's the 1-1. Misses high. Wallen hitting .281 this season. One of 4 seniors in the Mountain Ridge lineup today. Runner takes off, throw down to second base. Good throw. Ooh. And the swim slide, he's in safely. The throw beat him. But that's Riker Morton able to swim through and get his right hand to the bag before the tag is applied. The Bingham crowd not happy about it, but from about 150 feet away, it looked like the right call to me.
Yeah, it was a great slide there, trying to avoid that tag. Tough to say if he actually did or not. Basically just avoided the tag by swimming out of the way, rolling to his back, and then maintaining his right hand on the bag. Great job on that slide.
Now that swim slide is something you see more and more in today's game. Guys trying to avoid tags. And as contact at the bases is eliminated. There's a ball ripped into right field, coming in on it, making the catch. That's Dane Morphy, so that'll retire the side. Mountain Ridge can't take advantage of the error. We head to the bottom of the third. Tied 1-1. You're watching 6A high school baseball on KSLSports.com. Are you ready to unlock your full athletic potential? At Athletic Potential, we specialize in helping athletes conquer pain, recover faster, and achieve peak performance. Whether you're a professional, collegiate, or recreational athlete, our tailored approach ensures you'll be stronger, faster, and more resilient. From personalized physical therapy to sport-specific performance training, we guide you every step of the way. Plus, with remote coaching options, expert support is always within reach. Don't let injuries hold you back. Visit athletic-potential.com to schedule your free consultation today and take the first step towards your best performance yet. Leading off here in the bottom of the third for the Bingham Miners, the third baseman, power-hitting Cam Beck. Beck singled in his first at-bat, coming off of a 2-home-run day yesterday. Rolls the first pitch to short. Tyler James. 1 pitch, 1 out.
That's a big out, I think, for Mountain Ridge. If you look at how Cam Beck is swinging the bat right now, his bat is hot, and it is going to be tough to get him out moving forward. So if you can get him to roll over in 1 pitch, we'll take it. But I think we keep an eye on Cam Beck here for the rest of the game. I think we may see some fireworks out of him.
Dylan Frank walked in his first plate appearance. Fouls the first pitch out of play. Frank started the day hitting .306. Little blooper into center field, coming in on it, making the grab. That's Cooper Goff. A couple really good defensive plays for the Sentinels so far in this game. Goff makes the catch, 2 outs.
As an outfielder on those are really tough to read. If you have any type of wind, you don't know if it's going to die right in front of you or if you need to really try and hold back because if it might flare and continue to fly. Those are ones where you have to almost go about 75% speed up to the point where you know what the ball is going to do and then make a decision, and that's what you have to do on that slide catch.
Off the bat, that ball looked like it was going to drop in, and it just continued to carry exactly as you're saying. It had that backspin on it. Here's Mason Marty. Strike 1 swinging. Fouled out of play. It's a beautiful facility here at UCCU Ballpark, home of the Utah Valley Wolverines, former home of the Orem Owls. A tapper back to the mound. Fankhauser tosses to first. A 1-2-3 inning for Fankhauser. We go to the fourth. Tied 1-1. You're watching 6A baseball on KSLSports.com. Mountain Ridge pitcher Carson Fankhauser leading off here in the top of the fourth inning. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Sentinels following Fankhauser. It'll be Brody Buck and Tegan Jenkins. Still tied 1 apiece after both teams got a couple of base hits, scored a run in the first inning. It's been a pitcher's duel since. Delton Kramer still on the mound for the Miners. Fankhauser looks at ball 1. Fankhauser flew out to right field in his first plate appearance. That pitch misses low. So quick 2-0 count. Catches the outside corner.
Not a bad idea there. You could tell he's just taking basically until he got a strike.
Chopper to third. Cam Beck over to Williams. Score that one 6-3. 1 out.
Little Cam Beck showcasing an arm from third there. Couple pumps in the glove and then firing it across the diamond.
Now here's Brody Buck now. Left-handed hitting catcher. Buck's a sophomore hitting .340. Has a couple of doubles, but I would imagine he'll grow into more power as his high school career continues. The ball misses low. Buck struck out swinging in the second inning. Way out in front of that pitch. Behind 1 and 2. There's the 2-2. Misses inside.
That was the pitch he needed to execute right there. If he executes that pitch, I think he gets a strikeout. Now he's got to bring it over the plate here to avoid a walk.
Jams Buck, gets in on the hands. Buck fouls it away. Stays alive, still 3 and 2. 1 down in the top of the 4th inning. And Buck swings over the top. Second strikeout today for Brody Buck. Here's Tegan Jenkins.
Just a great pitch there. Just well executed. 3-2 count, breaking ball. Tough as a hitter to adapt to that pitch.
Now the 9-hole hitter Tegan Jenkins hitting .281 this season. The senior second baseman rounding out this Mountain Ridge lineup. Kramer misses outside.
It's a great pitch. Looks like Tegan is having a hard time getting to that outside pitch. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back there.
Again, looking for the outside corner, just a little bit too far outside. Good eye from Jenkins. Now 3 and 1, and we've seen both these teams be able to take advantage in hitters counts today. We'll see if Jenkins is able to do the same.
Yeah, if you're Tegan here, you are sitting on 1 pitch.
Strike 2, swings over the top. So we got a full count, 3 and 2, 2 down. Strike 3. Kramer sets the Sentinels down in order. We head to the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 as you're watching 6A high school baseball on KSL Sports. Tab Bank, home of the Tab Spending Rewards checking account with 3.5 annual percentage yield on your account balance and 1% cash back on all eligible purchases. But great rewards are just the beginning at Tab Bank. Convenient online and mobile banking with no hidden or complex qualification requirements, no minimum opening balance, and no account fees. It's a big deal at Tab Bank. Member FDIC. Bingham first baseman Bauer Williams leading off here. Bottom of the 4th inning. A pitcher's duel has erupted after a pretty exciting first inning, I would say. A couple of hits, a run for each team, and now between Delton Kramer and Carson Fankhauser, it has been quiet.
Yeah, these types of games are kind of fun to watch because you go to these pitchers' duels, and it's almost like you're just waiting for the floodgates to open for one team or the other. And you're just waiting for that one little play to just tip the scales one way or the other right now.
Yeah, you never know if it's going to be a base hit, if it's going to be a mistake. But, yeah, it does definitely feel that way, where you're waiting for just something to break loose. Ground ball to short. James up with it. Good throw. Great scoop at first by Brody Gerard. Gets the first out of the inning.
Yeah, as an infielder, you make a throw like that, one hops the first baseman, and he comes up with a big play. You tip your cap at him and say, thanks for making me look good. A lot of times those first basemen don't get a lot of love with a good job they do of picking balls.
I've been fortunate in my career to cover a lot of minor league baseball, work with the Salt Lake Bees a lot, and if there's one thing that stands out as that ball's lifted out to right field, that'll be one pitch, one out for Jared Arulian. But one thing that stands out to me when I do talk to first basemen is they don't care about their own errors. They will only talk to me about the errors they save for their teammates from across the diamond. That's what they're proud of.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of like an offensive lineman in football. You know, they just they don't talk about it. If they do their job, they're just under-recognized a lot of the time. But first baseman, they can save a lot of games by making those type of plays.
Bouncer to short again. James across the diamond, a quick, probably 6-pitch inning for Carson Fankhauser. We head to the 5th, still tied 1-1. You're watching 6A baseball on KSLSports.com. Top of the 5th inning. We've got a great game here between the Bingham Miners and the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. Top of the lineup for the Sentinels as we head into the 5th. Leading off is Stockton Fowlks, followed by Cooper Goff and Ethan Iacono. Both of these teams just trying to find some momentum as Delton Kramer and Carson Fankhauser have taken over.
Yeah, not shocked we're seeing this. Fundamental play on both sides of the ball here. Pitchers pitching well, defense is doing what they need to do.
Strike one swinging.
I've seen a lot of ground ball outs. These pitchers are doing a great job of locating and changing speeds, and they haven't found a whole lot of barrels lately, which is exactly what you want.
Fowlks lines that ball into left center. That's his second base hit today, a leadoff single. Brings Cooper Goff to the plate. Goff walked and scored the only Mountain Ridge run of the game back in the first inning.
I think Fowlks owes me a thank you for that one. So I said we couldn't hit any barrels, and he next pitch hits a barrel.
That sounds fair. Sometimes the announcer jinx, it can giveth and it can taketh away. Ball high and out of the zone. Goff started the day hitting .290. It's nothing for one this afternoon. Scored on a fielder's choice. Could have been a double play off the bat of Riker Morton. A ball was dropped after they got the runner at second base. So it was no RBI for Morton, but a run still scores. The Mountain Ridge trying to break through. They haven't been able to since then. Ripped past a diving first baseman. Good hit there by Cooper Goff. So runners at the corners for Ethan Iacono, nobody down. Big moments as we get into the middle innings of this ball game.
And you're starting to see lineups turn over third time, so they've seen the pitchers more. They'll start seeing these adjustments by good hitters. And I think that's what we're starting to see from Mountain Ridge. And as a pitcher here, you've got to start either executing pitches better or change up the game plan just a little bit, keep them off balance.
And that would be one thing that I don't think I've seen from either of these pitchers today is a willingness to try and own the inside portion of the plate to keep hitters off balance. Everything's been focused on that outside edge.
Yeah, Kramer's been heavily relying on a breaking ball away to these right-handed hitters, and then so far has been very effective.
You see just that, another breaking ball on the outside edge. Iacono swings through it, 0-2. Still nobody out here in the top of the 5th.
Best case scenario is a strikeout right here.
Iacono just gets the head of the bat on that ball to stay alive.
As a pitcher, you're looking for two things here that won't hurt you. One's a strikeout. The other one's a short pop fly somewhere either in the infield or shallow so that no runners advance and obviously the runner does not get home. Hopefully Kramer can pull this off right here.
Fly ball left field. Is it deep enough? The runner tags from third. Throw gets cut off, and Mountain Ridge takes a 2-1 lead. That's Stockton Fowlks coming home to score on the Ethan Iacono sac fly. Now Brody Gerard will bat, but before Gerard comes to the plate, we're going to have a meeting on the mound. We start to see some milling about down in the Bingham bullpen. Nobody throwing quite yet.
Looks like a discussion about potentially something on the base running there and the tag.
This is the second time we've seen Bingham's manager come out to have a conversation with the officiating crew today. Looks like he gets the explanation he was looking for, and we'll get back to it.
Well, great job by Mountain Ridge hitting that ball deep into left field. That's exactly what you want to have in that situation. Ball hit high enough that you can tag. Gladly trade in a run for an out there.
I'm not 100% certain what the question was there. My only thought is, was there a question of whether or not he tagged too early, but then they didn't appeal it. So, hard to say. Here's Brody Gerard. Takes ball 1. That was a good job by Bingham recognizing that Fowlks was going to score easily after tagging up there, getting the throw into second base to keep the runner there. And you see the benefit of it as they get the force out at second base on this play. Can't complete the double play. Gerard's safe at first. But that's exactly why you cut that throw off instead of going home on the tag play.
Yeah, we get a good throw there. Pulled the first baseman up off the bag. He had to jump to catch it. Good throw there. It's double play out of the inning.
Here's Riker Morton. Takes ball 1. Kramer's been battling from behind in the count regularly this 5th inning. You can tell that's where he gets into trouble, is when he's behind in the count. Snap throw down to first. Good thought. Gerard had a very large secondary lead. Just keeping him honest on the base paths. Counts 2-0 for Morton. Riker Morton 0 for 2 today. Hit into that fielder's choice, allowing Cooper Goff to score in the first. And he reached on an E6 back in the third. So he's 0 for 2 and he's reached base twice. Baseball's a funny game. Here's the 2-1. Bouncer to short. Throw will go to second base. That'll retire the side. Mountain Ridge scores a run to take the lead. It's 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. You're watching 6A high school tournament action on KSLSports.com. Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning as Bingham tries to get back into this ball game, trailing 2-1. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters Paxton Larson, followed by Dane Morphy and Porter Larson. The Larson, or the Porter sandwich, the Larson sandwich. What am I trying to say? I'm a mess.
Well, Bingham responded in the first inning when Mountain Ridge put up a run. Let's see what they can do this inning.
First pitch swinging at a breaking ball. High fly ball center field. Coming in on it, making the catch is Cooper Goff. So Paxton Larson is retired. Brings Dane Morphy to the plate. I had to catch myself today when I was filling out my scorebook on Morphy. Of course, my first thought is Murphy. That is just not the case.
Not the case.
Again, first pitch swinging. Tyler James at short. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Carson Fankhauser, and you can't ask for much more than that.
No, I feel like we had this happen in the first game, whereas if you're the hitter right now, you know you're probably taking 1 pitch till you get a strike. Try to make this pitcher work a little bit harder, but I believe in the first game we actually had quite a few pitches after that where they actually put a little bit of run together with 2 outs.
So Porter Larson looking for his first base hit. Squares around, pulls the bat back, takes ball 1. Larson opened the day hitting .375. Larson's got a little bit of speed if he can put a ball into the gaps. He's got 2 triples this year. And we've talked about the fast turf down here at UVU. If you can get a ball in the gap, it'll roll for a long time.
Yeah, that may be a conversation if you're a coach playing at UVU here in high school and they're not used to this. You hit a ball in the gap, you're thinking at least 2, maybe 3. It's a little bit different mindset than you would have on a normal day on a normal field.
Counts 2-2. Fankhauser trying to finish his second consecutive 1-2-3 inning. That pitch misses. Runs the count full, 3-2. And the payoff pitch.
Great job.
Really nice at-bat there. Porter Larson able to battle back, draws the 2-out walk, keeping the lineup alive for Cam Beck. This is the last guy that Mountain Ridge wants to see coming to the plate with a runner on base. Cam Beck with the team leading 9 home runs. He hit 2 long balls yesterday on this field. He's driven in 29 this year. And before they face Beck, Brody Buck heads out to have a word with his pitcher, Fankhauser, making sure they're both on the same page right here. This is an at-bat where you can't not afford mistakes.
Yeah, that's a great job by Buck to recognize that, whether prompted by coaches by himself. He's got the right idea. How are we going to pitch Beck in this situation?
Check on the runner down at first.
That first pitch there was about a foot outside, and that's where Brody had set up. So I don't know if we're thinking pitch around Cam here or just show him something away to change his eyes.
I think you're reading my mind on that one. He is set up well outside once again. Doesn't look like they want to challenge Beck in this at-bat.
No, I mean, both those pitches, he's hit his spot, but that spot is well within the left-handed batter's box. So we'll see if they change it up here.
They come inside Beck's kitchen. Just not able to get the hands inside of that ball. Fortunate for Fankhauser.
That one made it to the pond. Foul.
This kid's got big league strength. Cam Beck, a senior. Here's the 2-1. Just misses with the off-speed pitch. I don't think Beck was expecting that. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Instead, the count goes to 3-1.
We'll see if we go breaking ball or back outside again with this.
There's no way they challenge him.
Yep. Yeah.
That ball gets past Buck, but it's ball 4. If you're Buck, you got to hustle to get that ball. Yeah, you could see on the 3-1, Buck set up, and then he gestured with his right hand to just miss
Yeah.
Miss.
You fall 3-1 back with Cam Beck on a swing like that. He just put on a ball. You gladly let him take first base and take your chances here with Frank. That being said, this sets it up nice for Bingham.
Here's Dylan Frank. Throw goes to second base, checking on the runner. Larson back in safely. Frank walked in the first inning. He was stranded at third. Flew out to right field in the third. But an RBI chance right here as Bingham tries to tie this ball game. Hit hard, deep. If it's fair, it's gone. Foul ball. That didn't miss by much.
That ball was absolutely crushed. It also went to the pond behind the fence in left field. And there seems to be a little bit of controversy whether that ball was fair or foul because how high it was when it went over that wall.
I'll tell you what, I think Fankhauser's heart was in his throat waiting for the call on that. Checks the runner. Here's the 0-1.
Good.
Appeal down to first. No swing. Frank ahead, 2-0.
And you can feel the tension on this at bat. There's a lot riding on this at bat. You can feel it from both teams. The crowd's into it now.
Hard hit ground ball past the shortstop. Gonna get the green light at third base. The throw's cut off. Bingham ties this ball game up. Porter Larson comes around to score. It's 2-2. The bottom of the fifth. Cam Beck stops at second base. Dylan Frank at first with the RBI single. The Miners come up with the answer. I mean, if this is what the first two games of the day are going to be like, I can't wait for the final two.
Yeah. Seems like all action's happening in fifth inning and beyond, which just makes for really exciting baseball.
Fankhauser came out here in the fifth. He got the first 2 outs on 2 pitches. Now he's walked 2 consecutive batters. He gave up an RBI single. He's got 2 on, 2 down, facing Mason Marty.
Well, same thing Kramer faced in the top half of this inning. He got behind in the count. And we're seeing a little bit of the same thing.
Strike one evens the count. These are the moments that'll test your mettle. Another throw to second, back in safely. This time it's Cam Beck.
I think Bingham coaching staff is all over that. They were talking to Beck right before that pitch. Beck was easily back.
The 1-1. Bouncer to short. Tough play. Coming in on it is the third baseman. Good strong throw by Stockton Fowlks to end the inning, but not before the Miners score a run on 2 walks and 1 base hit. We head to the 6th. It's 2-2. You're watching 6A baseball on KSLSports.com. Back here at the ballpark, game 2 of 4 this afternoon in the 6A high school baseball playoffs. Had a great game in the first one. Pleasant Grove fell to the Harriman Mustangs. Now here in game 2, we've got Bingham matching Mountain Ridge. It's 2-2 as we head to the 6th. Leading off for the Sentinels, it's Caden Wallen. Wallen takes strike 1. He's hitting .281 this season. Pops a ball high to right. That could be trouble coming in on it, making the catch as Morphy. Good communication. The first baseman and second baseman had a long way to go there. And Morphy makes the grab.
Any indication, ball hit to left right now has been flying out of the park. That ball hit to right seemed to just absolutely die. Doesn't look like the wind's blowing too much, but it is blowing in from right now.
A little bit warmer today than it was yesterday, so ball might carry a little bit better. But not going to get a lot of help with the wind, like you said. Of course, as we say that, it starts to pick up. Count goes to 1-1. Strike one looking on Carson Fankhauser. Fankhauser is flown out to right, grounded out to third. Now behind 1-2. In the dirt, evens the count, 2-2.
Not a bad pitch by Kramer there. If he lets that just get a little bit more air underneath it, bounce a little bit further back, I think he gets a bite.
It's the 2-2. Full count. And Kramer issues a one-out walk to Carson Fankhauser. Fankhauser reaches for the first time today. Brings Brody Buck to the plate. We got a pinch runner now for Mountain Ridge. It's going to be Simeon Bachioco. Brody Buck, left-handed hitter, sophomore, into the box, facing Kramer for the third time today. Buck takes ball one. He is nothing for two this afternoon. He struck out swinging twice. Fouled out of play.
It's like bullpen stirring for Bingham. Got a lefty up. He's been up for a little bit. He's probably about ready. Depending on how Kramer does here in the next, on this at bat and the next at bat, we'll see if he stays in.
There's strike two. So it counts 1-2. Kramer ahead of Brody Buck. Buck trying to avoid his third strikeout. Takes that off-speed pitch high and outside.
It's a great pitch by Kramer. I know the fans are a little upset that he didn't get the call. Catcher set out away off of the plate. It was a ball, but that's exactly where you want that pitch. And Brody is not chasing.
Strike three looking. Buck is retired. Brings Tegan Jenkins to the plate. Update on the arm up into Bingham bullpen. Tell me if this is a baseball name, if you've ever heard one. Left-handed sophomore Crew Dredge. That is a great baseball name.
Absolutely.
Jenkins nothing for two this afternoon. Fankhauser still at first after a one-out walk. These two teams today have just gone anything you can do, I can do better. It's just been playing the match game. Jenkins takes strike one.
We'll be shocked if we see some movement on the base paths here.
Now 2-1.
Brock Whitney, third base coach over here, changing the call up.
Checks the runner. Here's the 2-1. And he hits him. So that pitch catches Jenkins on the left shoulder. That's going to be 2 on, 2 out for the top of the lineup, Stockton Fowlks. But before Fowlks will bat, going to have a conversation. We'll see if the day is done for Delton Kramer. I mean, all in all, has not been a bad outing for Kramer. And we do get the call to the bullpen, so Crew Dredge will make an appearance here in today's ball game. When we come back, Mountain Ridge Bingham tied 2-2. You're watching 6A high school baseball playoffs on KSLSports.com. Tab Bank, that's right, TAB Bank, home of the Tab Spending Rewards checking account with 3.5% annual yield on your account balances and 1% cash back on all eligible purchases. But great rewards are just the beginning at Tab Bank. Convenient online and mobile banking with no hidden or complex qualification requirements, no minimum opening account balances, and best of all, 0 account fees. It's a big deal at Tab Bank. Member FDIC.
I can't say enough how good Kramer pitched today. He battled. That's exactly what you want to see out of your starting pitcher, going as deep into the games he did, giving up 5 hits and 2 runs. It was a duel between him and Finkhauser. I thought he did an excellent job.
Hey, Kramer looked unsettled in that first inning, giving up a lot of hard contact and then settled in very nicely over the final 4 2/3 frames. Leaves this ball game with 2 runners on, 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. And it's going to be Crew Dredge facing Stockton Falcons. So a big moment here for the sophomore Dredge on the mound. The lefty delivers ball 1, and an immediate conversation with his catcher. Makes you wonder if there was a cross-up on that first pitch.
See Cam Beck coming over from third. This is a senior taking a sophomore under his wing, understanding the high leverage position that he's in. Just saying, hey, look, you've done this all season. Just go out and do what you know how to do. We got it behind you. And give him some confidence.
There's the 1-0. Just misses with the curveball. Looked like that might have been outside.
That's a gritty pitch by Dredge. Come back from 2-0 count, throw a fastball right on the outside corner. Nice pitch.
Counts 2-1 on Falks. Checks the runner at second. The pitch. That'll be a base hit. That should score a run. So the pinch runner scores. That's Simeon Bachioko that comes around to score. Mountain Ridge takes a 3-2 lead. Still runners at the corners and 2 down. Now for Cooper Goff.
And that's experience by Falks right there. Understands the situation. He's been here the last couple of years in this type of situation. You want that kind of guy at the plate. Nice job. Great at bat by Falks. Put it in play and drive in a run.
And doesn't make it any easier for Crew Dredge on the mound. Still runners at the corners. Mountain Ridge leading 3-2. Check on the runner at first, back in safely. And the pitch. Catches the inside corner. So 0-1 on Goff. Goff scored the first Sentinel run today back in the first inning and puts a charge into that ball off the fence. Could score 2. Goff chugging into second base. The throw is there. He's out. What a relay by the Miners to nail Goff at second base. The Sentinels score 2 in the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Mountain Ridge leading 4-2. You're watching 6A baseball on KSLSports.com. And welcome back to UCCU Ballpark. The Bingham Miners trailing the Mountain Ridge Sentinels 4-2. In the previous 2 innings when Mountain Ridge has scored, the Miners have answered. We'll see if they can do it for a 3rd time. Leading off, Bauer Williams. 5, 6, 7 due up for the Miners. Carson Fankhauser still on the mound for Mountain Ridge. You know, we spent a lot of time giving kudos to Delton Kramer in the top half of the 6th inning. And I think equal praise goes to Carson Fankhauser in his performance so far today.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a head coach and you're going to tell me that your starting pitcher on either side is going to go deep into the 5th or into the 6th inning, you are happy with this because that means your entire bullpen is at your availability.
High and deep left field. Wallen underneath it makes the catch. Couple steps shy of the warning track. We've talked about how the ball's been flying out to left field. That one carried pretty well.
Yeah, I think Bauer just barely missed that one. Just a little bit off the end of the bat. Just didn't quite get all of it.
Here's Jared Arulian. Arulian hitting .281. He's nothing for 2 this afternoon.
Yeah, both of those hits have been solid line drive or hard fly balls to the outfield.
Pops the first pitch up and out of play.
Yeah, he has gone up. I think he's seen 3 pitches now. His first 2 at-bats, he hit both of those balls really well, just happened to go right to an outfielder.
And that's why in baseball, so often you'll hear coaches preaching process over results. Mm-hmm. Your process is far more important than what the results end up being.
Yeah, if you're putting balls in play, you know, good things are likely to happen. If your guy's up and he's 0 for 3, but he's hit 3 barrels at that point, you've got great confidence in his ability to go out and hit another barrel.
Fankhauser misses outside, evens the count 2-2.
Good discipline by Jared here, watching that ball go very well outside. Great pitch by Fankhauser.
Strike 3 looking. Arulian's retired, brings Zach Sorensen to the plate.
We talked about it in game 1, a little bit in this game earlier, but the importance of if you go out and your team puts up some runs, as a pitcher and a defense, if you can put up a 0, especially in the later innings like this, it really can shut down a game. So far, we're seeing it. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
So pinch hitter. Pinch hitting for Zach Sorensen, it's Lincoln Wilberger, senior outfielder number 9. This is an interesting spot right now for Fankhauser as well. Remember in the previous inning he got 2 quick outs and then struggled to close out the inning. We'll see if he can turn it around here in the 6th.
Yeah, I think you're seeing the Bingham coaching staff looking at it and saying, let's bring a guy off the bench and see if we can get something started with 2 outs here.
A foul
Great
ball.
swing there.
Wilberger has had 12 plate appearances this season, hitting .182. Has driven in a pair of runs. But it makes me wonder if this is more of a case of let's get the experience at the plate in the senior over the sophomore Sorensen. And it could be just a lefty-righty matchup, frankly.
Yeah.
It's probably more likely.
Sometimes you just got to shake it up. Try to get something going, especially in the playoffs.
There's a full count. Strike 3 looking. That's 4 Ks for Fankhauser today. He gets back-to-back. Strike 3 looking to finish the 6th. We head to the 7th. Mountain Ridge in control. 4-2. You're watching 6A high school baseball playoffs on KSLSports.com. You ready to unlock your full athletic potential? At Athletic Potential, we specialize in helping athletes conquer pain, recover faster, and achieve peak performance. Whether you're a professional, collegiate, or recreational athlete, our tailored approach ensures you'll be stronger, faster, and more resilient. From personalized physical therapy to sport-specific performance training, we guide you every step of the way. Plus, with remote coaching options, expert support is always within reach. Don't let injuries hold you back. Visit athletic-potential.com to schedule your free consultation today and take the first step towards your best performance yet. So top of the 7th inning, the Bingham Miners with their backs against the wall. It's still Crew Dredge on the mound, the sophomore left-hander. Mountain Ridge leading by a pair of runs, trying to add some insurance here. And it's going to be the middle of the Sentinels lineup. 3, 4, 5, Ethan Iacono, Brody Gerard, and Riker Morton.
Just looking down the Mountain Ridge bullpen, I don't see any activity down there. I think Fankhauser's coming out for the bottom of the 7 potentially.
There's the 0-1. Chopper. Dredge has it. Fires to first. Iacono is retired. That's a little bit tougher play than it looks like. Just because it bounces so high, it throws your timing off as you're waiting for it to come down.
Yeah, it's so high. You know a guy's running down the first base side, and the other thing is a lot of time that ball is spinning. So it may not hit you in the glove or hit the glove right and kind of spin around your glove. It may take a second to get out. Those are tough plays sometimes.
Brody Gerard looks at strike 1. Crew Dredge firing bullets with his Bingham Minor pitching staff out of the bullpen. Gerard fouls the pitch away behind 0-2.
Yeah, it's something to be said. You come into a game, you give up 2 runs, your team's now down, you come out and go to the top of the 7, you know you got to hold him. He's coming out firing, and that's exactly what we want to see out of a relief pitcher.
Throw strikes, challenge batters, don't walk anybody. Those are the rules.
Well, and you really want to do is set the tone for the bottom half. So if you come out and you just dominate, it gives you some momentum going to that bottom half of the inning where you know you've got to go get some runs.
Dredge misses outside, counts 1-2 for Gerard. Riker Morton will bat next. Gerard 1 for 3 today. Singled back in the first inning. Takes outside.
Yeah, you see Dredge coming a little bit out of his shoes here.
Mm-hmm. Overthrowing those
just
last
excited.
2
He's got 2 strikes. Really wants to get a strikeout here, and you can just see it.
And Cam Beck can see it from third base as well. Again, showing that veteran leadership. Coming in and just take a breath, kid. You know how to do this. You know how to play this game. And it's so important for a young player to feel that support from his senior teammates. Misses outside once again. Now 3-2 against Brody Gerard.
Yeah, especially because you know if you can't hear it, but Mountain Ridge dugout is letting Dredge have it here. And that's just part of the game. As you come in, you got to challenge the hitters, despite all opposition.
And Dredge with 4 consecutive balls issues a 1-out walk. Now Riker Morton has a chance. Riker still looking for his first hit. Mountain Ridge scored a run on a Riker Morton fielder's choice in the first. He reached on an E6 in the 3rd inning, then was retired in the 5th. Looks at strike 1.
Doesn't seem to have much of a feel for that breaking ball.
I think if you're Bingham right now, you're looking for that pitcher's best friend, a 4.63.
Mm-hmm.
Fouls the ball off. Here's the 1-2. Hard hit ground ball, second base. 4, 6, 3. Double play, Bingham Miners. They get out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Miners need to score a pair to tie the game. You're watching 6A high school playoffs on KSL. Bottom of the 7th inning. Bingham trailing 4-2 against the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. The winner goes on. The loser goes home. Leading off for the Miners, it's Paxton Larson, the designated hitter. 8-9-1 due up. If anybody reaches, that'll bring the big hitting Cam Beck to the plate. So a huge bottom of the 7th as Fankhauser delivers strike 1. This crowd at UCCU ballpark getting into this one. I think we've got 4 teams worth of fans here, and everybody's letting them know it. Bouncer to third. Good play by Phelps. And that's a tougher play than it looks. That ball ate up Phelps at third. But he's able to handle that ball and still make a strong throw.
That is one of those plays that will go look down just as a routine 5-3 put out, but that is a big time play on a tough hop with a nice long throw. So good job by the experience of Fowkes at third base to get that first out in this bottom of the 7th.
Now the right fielder, Dane Morphy. Morphy, ground ball to second. Jenkins to Gerard, 2 down. The Sentinels can feel it. Mountain Ridge trying to take the season series 3-1 against Bingham. It's all up to Porter Larson, the Miners' leadoff hitter. If Larson can reach, big Cam Beck will come to the plate.
If you're Larson here, you are trying to have a great at-bat. Make them work, get your pitch, put it in play, see what can happen.
Strike 1. This is what the game is all about. Tapper rolls foul. So Carson Fankhauser, the sophomore from Mountain Ridge, 1 strike away from a complete game in the 6A high school playoffs. What a day.
Yeah, well, you can't say enough of what he's done today. He has been challenging hitters all day long. He got behind in 1 inning. That's when the runs were scored. He comes back. Great resilience. Let's see if he can finish it out.
Porter Larson back into the box. Takes ball 1. Larson is nothing for 2 today. He's walked twice and scored. And the 1-2. Popped high behind second base. Goff coming in, makes the grab. Mountain Ridge advances in the 6A high school playoffs. They knock off the Bingham Miners 4-2 in a great baseball game here. Game 2 of the 6A playoffs this afternoon. Mike, what did you see from these 2 teams?
Well, I think this is exactly what we were going to see between these 2 fundamental teams. Evenly matched, great pitching. We knew if the pitchers were going to come out challenge hitters that we're going to see a lot of strikes. We're going to see a lot of plays they're going to have to make in the field and the defense and the team that could get the hits at the right time and make the routine plays that they were likely to win. Great battle by these 2 teams. These are 2 great programs, 2 great coaching staffs. Can't say enough for what we just saw. Great battle.
Sophomore Carson Fankhauser goes the distance. A 7-inning, 5-hit complete game Moving the Mountain Ridge Sentinels on in the 6A high school playoffs. They'll play tomorrow afternoon. They improved to 19-11 this year. Bingham's season comes to an end at 18-12. The Sentinels score 4 runs on 6 hits with no errors. The Miners score 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 error. You're watching the 6A high school playoffs on KSLSports.com. We'll be back at 4:30 for Game 3 between the Lehigh Pioneers and the Davis Darts.
I was ready. You took it